a woman discovered something terrifying. She found a running piece of chocolate inside the freshly made dough. She immediately flattened the chocolate. But an even more horrifying sight awaited her. The inside was crawling with countless tiny chocolates. Looking at the ruined pastry, the woman had no choice but to throw it all away. Just when she thought it was a one-time accident, she discovered that all her carefully prepared ingredients were starting to mold and deteriorate. The dining appointment she had scheduled was fast approaching, but everything was now unusable. To ensure her restaurant's opening wasn't affected, she had to start all over again. Ruth was once a top chef earning over $10,000 a month. Now, she was running her own restaurant and had invited a food critic to evaluate her dishes. By the time the food critic arrived, Ruth could only cobble together a makeshift dish with the available ingredients. Watching the critic taste her food, Ruth quickly began preparing her second dish, a caramelized onion soup paired with almond puff pastry. Seeing the satisfied expression on the critic's face, Ruth finally breathed a sigh of relief. But as she served the third dish, just after introducing it briefly, an unexpected incident occurred again. A piece of chocolate crawled out of the dish and started moving toward her across the table. While the guests were still enjoying their meals, Ruth noticed that the plates were already swarming with chocolates, and one was about to be eaten by the critic. She hastily knocked the spoon out of the critic's hand. But when she looked back, the plate was empty, as if nothing had happened. In the face of this awkward scene, Ruth could only maintain her composure and say that the dish was too hot to eat. The meal ended awkwardly. Watching the food critic leave, Ruth wanted to explain the strange events in the house, but her business partner dismissed her concerns, insisting that it was Ruth's mistake. Standing in her chaotic kitchen, Ruth blamed everything on a wild rabbit, believing it had ruined her garden and caused her to make such disastrous dishes. Holding a knife, she decided to deal with the rabbit, but unexpectedly, she followed its trail into the depths of the forest, where she discovered an abandoned garden. The place was filled with an eerie atmosphere and countless bizarre flowers. While searching for the rabbit, Ruth stumbled upon a red fruit, which was similarly infested with the chocolate-like creatures she had encountered earlier in the day. Terrified by the sight, Ruth fainted on the spot.